Hello everyone, this is Kyle Randall Tanzik from Michigan Medieval. I got about 14 years of HEMA experience, and before we get started I want to tell you my own personal biases are I'm definitely a student of Fiore when it comes to my HEMA studies, and that I really prefer the Getty version of this book as my favorite one. So, let's introduce the book. Today we're going to be talking about The Flower of Battle, MS Latin, 11-11-26-9, translated by Benjamin Winnick, and interpreted by Richard Marsden. So let's talk about the look and image clarity of this book. Very modern, kind of coffee table book look. Images are clear, with one maybe notable exception, which I'll talk about later. It'd be cooler if this looked like this cool Elder Scrolls book with like the ancient looking tome kind of pages and things, you know, about the same price. But whatever, it's an obscure textbook, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, sometimes there's a lot going on the pages with like different kinds of text and colors and fonts and things all at the same time. But I mean, there's none of it that you can't actually read. The one exception is the Senyo at the beginning of the book. What is going on here, guys? It's like red text on top of like medium brown imagery. There's like a word on top of like an illustration. Like maybe the original one was like that, but like, good, this is very hard to read and it just looks like a mess, honestly. Moving on. Durability. Decent, good, hardcover, solid book. Again, about as durable as like a coffee table book. For a HEMA textbook, it's on the higher end for durability, for sure. Yeah, I would say good durability for a HEMA textbook, no problem. It'd be nice if the pages were stitched in. They're just glued in. I would say this has a similar durability to my copy of the Getty. This one, I did have one of these fall apart on me over about a couple of years of use and being transported in a sweaty gear backpack by bicycle in all winter, weather. So, what are you gonna do? Anyway, translation. Okay, this is translated from Latin, not medieval Italian like the other one is, the Getty that is. This book is going to be very challenging to read for a modern reader. Yeah, the direct translation sometimes seems like nonsense, honestly. Certain sections, especially this stuff here, the kind of more esoteric stuff talking about like the concepts and things, you're going to read these if you're new to this, and maybe even if you're experienced this, you're going to read these and be like, I really, I kind of understand what he's getting at, but like, man, it's just vague and, yeah. So, my one big gripe with the translation of this book is that there's pretty much zero original Latin in this book. What we have is an English translation redundantly done twice. I wish that one of these was in Latin, or we had the original text, or maybe a transcription or something, but there's almost no Italian, there's almost no Latin in this entire book. It's all just in modern English. I wish we had a little more of that in there. It'd be nice to have a little minimum piece of history in there, a little more so. Okay, moving on. Practicality. Does it stay open? Yes. Awesome. Table of contents? No. And the order of this book is completely random and arbitrary. The weapons sections stop and start up again later on. Boy, it would be great if we had a table of contents that kind of told us where to look for. Oh, there's another longsword section here at this end of the book. Oh, and then the longsword. Oh, the dagger comes back in. Like, my God. Like, it wouldn't have been hard to just, I might even go in with like a pen and just write in my own table of contents in here. Because it is so hard to follow. So it does contain a brief history of all the topics and things in the very beginning of the book, and like tells you about Fiore and who he was and etc. So that's really great. At the beginning, it saves you from having to carry one extra book around. They go into detail explaining Fiore's kind of like how he organized his work, where he talks about crowns and garters and like masters and countermasters and that sort of thing, which is great to have it in there. But yeah, again, one thing that makes it a little less practical is that we have like the same translation here and also written here and here and also written here. It seems a little redundant. I wish one of those would have been Latin or something else, maybe a little more, something else useful, rather than just the same thing done 2 times. Again, so one thing that's missing from this one that we do get in this one a bit, this copy, is if there's a spot that has a translation that's like commonly used by the HEMA community, you know, if it's like a guard posture or something, it'll give us the guard name in Italian and in English, because people in the HEMA community will use these both interchangeably. This is just English. I wish there was some Latin. I wish there was some Italian in there, some other terms like, you know, scambiare di punta, rompere di punta, like exchange of points and breaking point, that are in the original Italian or even in Latin or whatever, just because people tend to use those terms like commonly in the community. It'd be nice for someone who bought this book to be able to just jump right in and use those terminologies. Okay, anyway, the images line up with the text really well, so you're not constantly flipping back and forth like you do with some text. That's nice. No ribbon bookmark. That'd be nice. Instead of just using this paint square thing. Yeah. Cost. This is the same price as the Getty. It's a bit of a bigger book, but I think you get less content because the Getty has, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one has 1, 2 per page. So it's a longer book, but it probably has less total content in it. Pictures are much bigger. It's $40 hardcover, $30 softcover. What do you get? 188 pages. Absolutely beautiful artwork, which is the best thing about this book, honestly, is the fact that the illustrations are magnificent. It gives us a bit of a perspective, left-right perspective, so you can kind of tell if they're stepping off the line or where their feet are, you know. That's fantastic. One of the most important things about this book that makes it, that redeems it, is we get Richard Marsden's very sagely wisdom about interpreting this text, which is very, very, very challenging. I'm sure this was very challenging for any HEMA scholar to work with, to come up with any interpretation, so that's worth it. Closing thoughts. This is an absolutely terrible book for beginners. If you're new to HEMA or if you're new to Fiore, or, you know, this is not the book for you. It's all over the place. Experienced HEMA people might be a little disappointed that there is no original text in here, that it's all just all been replaced with English. Yeah. Again, Richard Marsden's interpretations are real good. That's a good thing. If you're a student of Fiore, you should probably buy this book, just so you can see another piece of the puzzle of how his style kind of fits together. And this will probably put some things into a different perspective for you. The last thing I would say is that, like, there's some things in here that are just a lot. Like, if you're a brand new person to this, you know, you've got pictures from the Getty, you've got interpretations, you've got transcriptions, and then you've got like half a page of footnotes here kind of explain. That's a lot going on at once for a brand new person. It can be overwhelming. So again, I really would recommend this copy of The Flower Battle instead. I think it's much easier to work through and more convenient in just about every way possible. Hope that helped you guys. Always like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.